So now that we have that all set up, there's a couple different ways we can go. We can go in here to the workflow and just work our way down. Ignore all this import metadata. We don't need that right now. You can go over here to start, and I'm just going to go with align images first. You can also go into alignment and choose align images, but we'll stick in workflow. We'll hit align images, and that's going to take our images and align them. This is a pretty fast program, and I don't have that many images. I could use more images to get better results, and I'll go through that in another video. But that did a pretty good job, and now that we've aligned our images, we now have a 3D view that we can tumble around in. If you're not used to the navigation, what you can do is you can go over here to Workflow and Settings. I have my navigation style set to Autodesk here. You can do this drop-down menu. The default is a little bit weird. You got Leica in here as well. If you choose this, you might have to restart Reality Capture. If you need to do that, just go up here to the upper left-hand side and hit Save your project. Or we haven't really gone that far, so just restart. You're going to notice one change, and that's this little green dot up here. That means these images have been aligned. So we're in good shape, and when we go down here to the 3D view, we do see our object here now. Now it's aligned a little bit funky, but we can change all that, and we got a bunch of lines in here. So let's talk about that. First thing, we don't really need this big space taking up this big 2D image taking up space. I really don't care about that much. You can either shrink this down, or we can go back to our layout. We'll do a 1:1 layout here, and we'll change this to our 3D view. There we go. So first things first, let's talk a little bit about this 3D view. Number one, it's a little bit wonky. You can see she's kind of tilted, and our ground plane's right here, and then she's kind of tilted this way. And she also has all these little spikes flying off the images. Well, first thing we're going to do is go ahead and rotate this scene around and hit it on the ground plane here. In order to do that, go into Reconstruction, and we're going to click Define Ground Plane. That's going to pop up this little widget here that's going to allow us to rotate our scene around and also move this up and down, so we can actually, I'm going to put this girl right on the ground. Now, when I captured this, you're going to see like it captured part of my garage and my car and my driveway here. I don't care too much about that stuff, and we're going to capture a region in just a second, but right now what I'm doing is establishing that ground plane here. So my girl here is sitting on the ground plane. So of course you use these widget parts to rotate, and then these center widget parts to move your object in space. So much better. Now let's talk a little bit about what's going in this 3D view. We have a bunch of little points on here, and this is basically your sparse point cloud. Just like when we were in Photoscan, that we had a sparse dense cloud and a dense point cloud. Or I'm sorry, a sparse point cloud and a dense point cloud. This is our sparse point cloud. It kind of shows you where your model is, and it also has your cameras over here. And if you zoom in a little bit, you're going to see on these cameras, each one of these cameras have a little thumbnail. If we go over here to the 3D context ribbon, again, this is context. If we go to 2DS, that's our 2D scene context ribbon. Our 3D view has a 3D scene context ribbon. So over here, you're going to see, for example, we have residuals over here. We can go ahead and turn that off. We don't need to see the residuals. And you're also going to see we have thumbnails. You can turn those on and off in the cameras there. If you want to change the camera scale, you can scale them way up. You can scale them way down, whatever's most comfortable for you. You can also change the view from perspective to parallel, top, bottom, left, right, front, back, etc. You can turn show grid on and off. So a lot of cool stuff you can do. Another thing that you can do is you can, just like when you were selecting cameras over here and you were holding down like 1, then 2, and then 3, and then 4, making these different colors, you're going to see they show up as different colors in here as well. So for example, and you can also do that in the 3D view. So if we hold down 4, and then click on these again to get rid of those colors, you can actually do that in the camera as well. So when you go over here and you select an image, it'll select it over here in your scene view. And then if you say hold down 4 and select an image, it'll go ahead and mark that one as, in this case, I think magenta is what it is. You can use that component selection up here, but it's not really useful to what we're doing right now, but just so you know what that's doing and how that works, I figured I'd bring that up. Now another thing we're going to need to do is constrain our geometry reconstruction to just this little area in here. We don't want to reconstruct my car and my driveway or anything like that. So we want to put a little bounding box in here. In order to make that a little bit simpler, I'm going to go ahead and unenable this camera view, so we don't really need to see the cameras in here. And then I'm going to go out of the 3D scene view, and we're going to go back into reconstruction here. So right underneath, or I'm sorry, right above the define ground plane, we have set construction region. You have a little drop down menu here. You can try doing it automatically, and that'll bring in a big bounding box, and you can just drag these corners in and out and kind of resize this bounding box. I've found it's a little bit easier just to go here and set it manually. And with manual reconstruction, all you got to do is click on one side of your object, click on another side of your object, drag up, and that'll go ahead and set a bounding box around your object, and then you can just move or navigate around your object and kind of refine that box. That seems to go a little bit faster, a little bit easier. So we've got our box around our object here. That's looking pretty good. It's all got our all confined. So that's going to tell Reality Capture to go ahead and just focus on these point clouds, this point cloud right inside this box while you're reconstructing my geometry.